Aligning the back of the head over the back of the pelvis. And getting a sense if that's feels different than the alignment, calibration of self when we align by way of space, the space of the head over the space, the centermost space of the pelvis. So I'm going to give you those two, and you can, one way to play with that practice is to do it once, or you keep going back and back. It will change a little bit perhaps. As you keep going back and forth. We take our cues from our physical body. When we take our cues from the space of our body, so what I'm feeling and noticing, just as I'm doing it with you, is not what I predicted I would notice. For our pranayama today, I'm going to go directly into alternate nostril breathing. Let's go with the right hand, inhaling through the left nostril. With the ring finger, closing, we'll hold for about 10 count. Relaxing the elbow down, the shoulder. And we'll exhale out the right, about 10. Okay. Inhaling through the right, so no count, just inhale till full feeling. We'll hold 10, and we'll exhale 10. So we'll continue until we exhale out the left nostril. And then let's shift into a half lotus. When you're ready, we'll go left over right. Inhaling, feel the descent of breath spreading down to the pelvic floor and the low back, to the back side of the ribs. And gradually, the ribs expand and telescope up. Exhale, we'll turn to our left. Leaving the legs as they are, inhale, unwind the torso and the hands from the twist. Straighten the right leg out in front. So give a little test if half lotus is going to continue to work. We'll go with a fold from here. If you need to adjust this foot down off the leg, perfect. Inhaling, grow the arms and the ribs away from the hips, and exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, we'll come up. We'll switch our footing. Half lotus right over left. And on exhale, we'll twist to our right. Right, inhaling, just unwinding from the twist. Letting the hand component go. And straightening the left leg. With inhale, grow the trunk, the torso. Away from the pelvis, exhale, fold. And release. All right. When we lie back, we're going to do some gate opener. So have a prop and enough room to straddle your legs apart. We'll get into it. So inhaling into the low back. Gather up the legs around the prop. Reach up through the legs. Noticing, feeling. Does the movement through the thigh match the movement through the shin, the ankle, the foot? Exhale. We'll lift the head and shoulder blades up. Because we're lifting, the abdominals are turning on. The exhalation has to kind of work a little differently. It's like, might take some work to keep drawing and gathering the belly and the muscles in. Place a hand on the object. Inhale the legs apart. And exhale. Relaxing the brain, the head in your hand. Pull low belly down. Inhale, gather the legs up, setting the head down. Squeeze. Exhale. Lift head up, shoulder blades up. Keep the legs moving, keep the legs energized as you're reaching up. Draw low belly down. Try the other hand, hold the prop, inhale, legs apart. And exhale. Outreach. Rest the head in the hand. Still keeping the shoulder blades up. Pull low belly down. Inhale, let the head down, the legs gather round the prop. Continue into squeezing the object. Exhale the head and the shoulder blades up. Draw the low belly down. It's okay to work to find those belly muscles and to keep gathering and finding and working those belly muscles. Inhale, letting the legs separate. And keep the head up. It helps keep the back down. Exhale. Reach out through the the legs. Into the tailbone, lifts to the sky. It's kind of a three-pronged movement. Legs, leg, tailbone. Draw low belly down. Inhale, gather the legs around the prop, setting the head down. And squeeze the thing. Exhale, head, shoulders up. I'm saying head, shoulders, so we elevate enough. It's not about moving the head and the shoulder blades. It's about lifting the trunk up. We're just using the shoulder blades as markers of lift up. Pull low belly down. Hand to prop. Inhale the legs apart. And exhaling, feeling those three limbs, leg, tailbone, outreaching, upreaching. Let the head relax in the hand. Pull, draw, gather the belly in and keep gathering. Keep gathering, go down, going in. We'll do one more pair. Inhale, gather the legs around prop, setting head down. Squeeze. Exhale. Use the entire exhale to elevate, to reach, to draw the belly in. And then when you're out of exhale, draw the belly in. Place a hand on the prop. Use the entire inhalation to straddle the legs. So I'm getting to see the length, the duration of these breaths, the contour. And then exhaling, the legs outreach, the tailbone moves to the sky, the low back lengthens, head rests in the hand a little bit. Feel how that changes the tone of the abdomen and the legs. Pull low belly down. Inhale, gather the legs up vertically, setting the head down. And exhale, we'll set the feet down. And the prop down as well. There we go. Take 3 breaths into abdomen, back. Let's turn over onto his side. And we're going to set up lounge lunge. I'm going to set it up on my right side. Oops, I said the wrong words. It's something like a lounging around, lounge lizard. So I'm setting the heel, hip, hand, straight line, and I'm propped up on the hand. Okay. And I want the hand prop as long as the wrist tolerates it. This doesn't give me a whole lot to work with in the side of the ribs, being on the forearm. But I can prop up onto the hand. Big difference. So, to monitor the shoulder benefits there. Now flex the feet, press through the right heel, inhale. The feeling breath spread through these low ribs. Now, kind of angling this, feeling this toward the back side of your body. That tailbone that you've been moving with your breath and the abdominals. That tail and that sacrum are linked to a lot of those back rib structure. So when we're breathing into the ribs in the back, use your butt muscles, shift the tailbone toward the right heel. Reach through those thigh bones, like you're decongesting the pelvis, reaching them. Release. We'll change sides. I just think it's super helpful to regard how the action of the foot, the reach of the leg, can greatly alter the feeling of the back of the ribs, the side of the ribs, the structure kind of right up the, let's say, left side of spine. You have a nice bit of stretch going through that left side. Flex feet. Reach out, not only through the left heel, but move that entire left leg away from the pelvis. And the tailbone shifts toward that left heel. And that right thigh bone reaches away from the pelvis. And release. Set up some dolphin. So we go forearms, elbows, knees. I'll be talking us through a dolphin strut. So if I'm mentioning removing one of your arm limbs from the ground, you'll just have to make that decision if the shoulder is amenable to that. When we exhale, we'll take the knees away from the ground, straightening best we can. I'm going to start to shift the weight into the left shoulder and arm so that the right hand can reach for the right ankle. Now it's not just a reach. The reach and the anchor of the right hand gives us a point against which we can kind of move the ribs, shoulder blade relationship. So that right hand anchored, nudge the upper back ribs toward the front of your mat. It's a tiny nudge. Then with even more left arm strength, press so those upper back ribs move toward the sky. Not the head. Be really discriminating. The upper back ribs, the head and neck relax. All right, let's replace that right arm to the ground. And then we'll make that weight shift into the right arm. If the shoulder doesn't like it, don't do it. Let's keep both arms down. And the strut part is reaching the left hand back to grab the left ankle. Move the upper back ribs toward the front of your mat so the slack is taken out of the left arm. And then right arm press. All right, release, setting that left hand down, knees down. Inhale, hands under shoulders. Exhale, downward dog. When we inhale the right foot forward, we'll be on the left knee for a pose or more. So I want to pad your left knee. Easy twisting lunge, left hand to the ground, and the right arm raising, reaching up. So the shoulder blades, they can move away from the spine. Hopefully that dolphin that we just did gave you some indication of that. The upper back ribs can be quite exposed, breathed. So you raise that right arm, can you feel the right shoulder blade getting lifted to the sky too? So that we're not smushing the blades into the spine. Keep lifting, the blades moving away from the spine. Then reach back, turning through the ribs. It's not just moving the arm, like an arm move, a shoulder move, but turning, moving through the ribs. Sometimes I get the sense that this is a very arm slack kind of a place. So what I'm trying to help us get is the energetic, the reach of the arm starts to take all of the slack of the chest tissues, the serratus, the shoulder blade, the lats, all of that tissue gets a little bit more kind of wound, not slack. And I'm taking that whole right quadrant of the arm limb and the chest and the lung and reaching back. So now that slack is being drawn out of the abdomen and the chest and the armpit and the bicep and the forearm and the palm. Can you get from palm to groin on chest open? There we go. Good. And then we'll breathe into that. It's a little different than just kind of kicking that arm up there and waving it in the breeze. Inhale, bring the right hand down to the ground. Nomads. So we can think of this as a pyramid on the ground or a forward fold. We have the right leg straightened and folding forward. Now with the hands down on the ground, blocks, shoulder width. And broaden the shoulder blades away from the spine. And then we're going to scooch this out into whatever version of splits is seeming right for you today. So for me in this environment, not a whole bunch of heat. So I'm going to move into the splits according to the kind of the goop quotient. And release by walking this right leg back. And we'll set the hands under the shoulders, lowering chest to ground. Shift the tailbone toward the ground. The whole pelvis shifts. Inhale. Exhaling, lower, downward dog. Easy twisting lunge. Inhale the left foot forward and taking the right hand down. And exhaling the left arm up. With the reach of the arm limb, net us that access into the left quadrant of the chest. And as that chest is moving, ribs turning, let that net us connectivity into the abdomen. So this whole diaphragm right in front is going to get some really sweet redefining breaths. Now if your chest, your abdomen, your diaphragm are on this stretch, how does the breath move? How does that diaphragm move? How does that Yeah, you keep reaching back. There it is. There's ribs. Good. Go right there with the breath. Nomads. Inhale, bring that left hand down. Right knee feels comfortable. We'll walk the left leg forward. So for this one, just because it's a kind of a priming move, I have most of my weight on my right knee. And we can slide this out into the degree of splits that make sense for our body, in our climate, and in this part of our practice. So the way I might do kind of this splits the beginning of a practice might be different than the way I do it at the end of a practice. Might be different in winter than in summer. Just making sure you're listening to your tissues. And not just the inner voices. And inhale, we'll draw this foot back. Chaturanga. We'll lower all the way down to the ground. Shift the tail toward the ground. Inhale, mid-spine away from low spine. Exhale, downward dog. And keep hearing your Ujjayi breath. Create the Ujjayi breath, whether there's the effort calling for it or not. Sometimes there's more effort, less effort physically. Keep the Ujjayi breath soundful. There's certainly times, there's certainly practices where we want that breath to grow really, really quiet and subtle. Inhale the right foot forward for triangle. So we're reaching the arms out to side. And strong legs, strong muscle involvement as you're reaching forward and setting that right hand down. I'm less concerned about the highness or the lowness of the hand placement, and I find it much more interesting to get ourselves into a place where I'm not collapsing the right side of the diaphragm. So my lengthiness or my highness or lowness is more being set off of my right ribs. Now use that left arm just like we did earlier. Lift. You start to feel the arm limb kind of gathering, connecting through the chest. You can reach back until the chest starts to kind of connect through the abdomen. And with your butt muscles, you're going to steer that left hip bone just subtly back. And inhale, lengthen your chest forward. And exhale, press with the legs. Tailbone shifts back toward that left heel. All right, bending the right knee, ostrich. I'm going to keep these ribs rather low. We don't have to come up and come down again. Just stay low. Slight turn of the torso, interlace the hands. And hinge. So now, can I hinge, lengthening the torso so that front of diaphragm is free enough to breathe? Is there a quality of bunchedness or collapse in the front of the diaphragm? I find that the way that we kind of sometimes droop over our diaphragm has a lot to do with our hips and our legs. Been trying to give us a little bit more hip stuff in the last few days. It's that little freedom in the hips so we can open up through the guts and the diaphragm. All right, easy twisting warrior. Inhale, bring the hands down to the sacrum, and there release the left hand to the ground, the right arm to the sky. So I'm just kind of adjusting feet into a warrior. You probably are, but just making your little adjustments. And deepen the stance. Because now as we're turning, opening the chest, opening through the diaphragm and the abdomen, can you get deeply enough into that stance where you feel that stretch through the hip as well? Hips creating some counterpoint. Good. Now keep going with the ribs. There's that whole chest, that whole abdomen, that whole diaphragm. Gotta reach back. There's that way of reaching back where the tension just gets all those strings, tubules in the body really buzzed up. You can't kind of flop into the buzz. And I really mean this on a cellular, structural level. The tension that we're playing with can start to get a whole lot of excitement. It's not just muscle. You can feel right down to the tubule, the string nature of the body. There you go. Keep reaching, chest. Keep going, chest. All right, inhale, bring the right hand down to the thigh. We're going to make stay low to the ground. We're moving into twisting extended warrior. I'm taking this left armpit and just sliding it around that right leg. The fingertips are on the ground still. Now the right arm reaches overhead. So the right arm changed position. So if you weren't sure about that turning that right chest quadrant back and spiraling through the trunk, this might help that out. Yeah. There you go. So that right knee's bent. And inhaling, unwind. Set the hands under the shoulders. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Triangle. Inhale the left foot forward. So I want to watch you. Reaching through the arm, the ribs. Go ahead. All right, so this triangle transition's really struggling a little bit. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. So I'm watching you. So we're moving into triangle. Inhale, step. If you're really close to the triangle, just exhale, plant. There's one other way. We can insert one more breath. That's okay. We inhale, step. Still inhaling. Exhale, reach. Legs engaged. We're in. There's a whole lot of just jumble-wumble in the in-betweens. Let's just go be very clear. Right to it. Right back in body. There's a clarity of mind that shows up in the immediacy of body and movement, the immediacy of here. Okay, we're going to move into ostrich. Okay. So bending the left knee, hands behind back. Any other little foot adjustments? Exhaling, fold. Let the breath show up immediately. By immediacy, kind of the Buddhist or embodiment use of the word, it doesn't mean rush. It doesn't mean urgent. It means immediacy, nowness, here-ness. So I connect to my breath, immediacy. I'm not rushing to breath. It's just I simply make the decision to connect, I connect. I make the decision to remember, I remember. Nothing gets in the way. It's a very, to me, it has a very samurai, very clean. very clean cut with anything else. Just shunk. Easy twisting warrior. Inhale the hands to the sacrum, releasing the right hand to the ground. Exhaling, raising the left arm, the limb. There's to speak, connect to the chest through the abdomen. Adequately deep bend in knee. We start to feel that through the hip. Connect to breath. It's a simple little decision. Brings us immediately right there. There you go. Good. And now, as you're reaching, turning, now you can start to feel for the, it's a little, there's an electric quality, but it's not electric like the nerve. To me, it's more aqueous, is more watery, tubule-y, more glial, more, but it's the reach where the tubules, the stretch, the whole change of tensional relationship starts to feel a little bit almost electric or humming. Go right to it and then start that deep breath again. We're going to move into that twisting extended warrior. Start by inhaling the left hand to the thigh. And then exhaling, drag this right arm around the shin, armpit on thigh. Reaching over the left arm overhead. There you go. Yep. So if you can't get the arm over the thigh, let the arm cross over the shin. You're using the arm contacting the leg to gain some leverage. It's a pressure, it's a... So again, the name of the game today is there's the tubules provided by our degree of effort, action, reach, stretch, broad feeling awareness through the body. And then the body starts to shimmer. Very often we get that. So using the reach of the arm to pick up on that rib and chest, turning, rotating at that chest, that left side chest wall to open. The reach of the right leg. The hips in it, can you feel that stretch through the hip? Inhale, unwind, set the hands under the shoulders. Exhaling, chaturanga. Okay, and the same here with our upward dog. As we're inhaling, use the hands, pull, taking the slack out of the front of the body. Is it a stretch? Reach back through the tops of the legs and the tops of the feet. Is it a stretch? Pause. We'll take another breath so you can breathe right into those little, to me it feels like tubules, so I'm going to use a very, and then exhaling, downward dog. And when you move into downward dog, the heels reach for the earth. They might touch or not. The sit bones lift back. All of this to get the body to that singing state. Stretch is one word. I think there's a better word for it, though. Stretch is probably connected to muscles for many of us. It's not necessarily a muscle stretch. It's the tensional shift through the whole interconnected field of tissue in the body, which is a little bit electric, it's a little bit vascular, it's a little bit watery. All right. So we're going to go half moon. Inhale the right foot forward. Grab a block if you need, the left heel hip height. Exhale as we're reaching that left leg back, we're in it. There you go. I'm placing the left hand on the left hip bone. So the pressure of the thumb guides the tailbone back. We're kind of right back where we started, letting that left heel, letting that tailbone kind of draw on all of those back tissues. Let the reach, the energy through the leg, kind of let that whole trunk start to sing. And some of you will feel it as a kind of a vibratory quality. It's like a cellular buzz. And then breathing right on that cellular buzz, right through it. You ever talk or sing through a fan that's powered on? It's just letting that breath move right through that cellular pulsing. I'm convinced that breath right over and through those tensional plays in the body is being registered acutely by the brain. That's my feeling. That's my feeling sense. Quarter moon. Bend the left knee, left hand. Find the ankle. I think we are at a quarter moon recently or about now-ish. So we're heading to a full moon. Now inhale, stretch the chest forward. Exhaling, reach that thigh back. So getting the quad feeling connected through the front of the pelvis and abdomen. And inhale, we'll set that left foot down. Lunge. We're going to go knee up, heel up. I need to adjust my feet here. Okay. So the back knee off the ground, the back heel off the ground. Now with our lunge, start to lift. Begin the reaching back, and you're playing with the front of the body, where there's that nice little tensional, little fluctuation. To me, the import of, I'm saying tension, not like oh, I'm so tense, not the stressful connotation, but where the aqueous structural sensation starts to change. And breathing there. There you go. There you go. I'm going to stay just one moment. There you go. That doesn't require more low back bend. It's just using that tension appropriately, getting into the armpit, the chest, the clavicle. There you go. Inhale, bring the hands down to the ground and give the knee some padding. You got the left knee padded. All right. So we'll use both hands on the left foot, chest opener. So it occurs to me that as you're kind of melting in and exploring in, that perhaps there's just these hard muscular bracing breaks. And if we're attuning to the tubules, to the cells, to the tension, to the relationship between the cells, there might be some new ways to release, to relax. So we come right back to to me, there's almost a reverberant resonance or a reverberant quality to this kind of tensional play. There you go. Good. Let the left foot down, taking the hands to the back of the skull and supporting the neck. Now, if this position doesn't help your neck, let me show one more. You can get a nice few layers of strap and create a hammock. This will allow you to just have a little more freedom in the shoulders, and it might let you tip the head back a tiny bit more. I'm not looking for maximal tip. I'm looking just to extend a little bit that tensional play just a bit above the clavicle. So I'm getting into the deep throat area, the deep neck line. So I don't have to pull anything, but I'm letting the head So we get into these frontline back bends and lunges, and I don't want to miss that really deep neck area. So it's a way of letting the head relax, be supported, and find a little bit more space, so that you can just start to feel the continuation of that stretch, just a little more beyond the collarbone. It's really important to breathe into the deep neck structure. All right. So we'll release out of here. We'll do the other side. Inhale, just help the head, return, hands to ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And traditionally you could or would kind of lift and extend that stretch through the neck. Exhaling, downward dog. It's just that what I'm trying to offer is That we're not just throwing the head back or collapsing the back of the neck back. Half moon. Last side, last series bit. Inhale the left foot forward. Left hand plant, right heel raise. Exhale the right heel back. There you go. Just going right into it. Good. As we're steadying in, the reach of the heel, the reach of the tailbone. Let that contribute to that tensional rearrangement, little remodeling. Quarter moon. Bend the right knee. The right hand found that ankle. And I'm trying to refer to a quality of the tissues that's tensional in nature. And it seems structurally related to the microtubules. And this has a super ultra important immune function. Right, so the places to which we're kind of feeling or describing plays an important cleanup and movement role in immunity. Right. When we release the right foot down to the ground, pad right knee, heel. Do we do lunge first? We did lunge first. No. Here we go. We did the chest opening lunge. So both hands right foot. Okay. I'm going to kind of get close so you can see it a little better. And do a little drama. If you can see this with a black shirt. Okay. Try to do it with you in this pose. There's usually a little inflection point toward the upper ribs. Okay. Here's one version of it. I'm holding the foot. The chest is opening. Okay. This one's pretty common for us humans with chest muscles and grabby hands. It's kind of where we kind of grab with the chest muscles. We're letting the foot and the breath help us explore right up to the top of the ribs, right up to that AC joint, that little shoulder joint we played with. There you go, that's it. So I'm letting the arm bones get drifted back. There you go, there it is. Good, we're gonna get some breaths right to the chest clavicle area. That's really sweet. You can start to feel the beginnings of you can feel the neck structure right behind there. There you go. There you go. All right, so we're going to set the right foot down. I lost a little track, but we're going to go lunge and then we'll do the head thing. So let's curl the back toes under. If I'm super wrong, I'll probably pay for it in purgatory. But here we are, lunge. I'm going to use the arms to continue that lift of the chest. The lifting, the reaching back, the whole front line stretch. There you go. So I'm not recommending to let the head go back here. We'll give it a special move. But you might feel really comfortable lifting with the eyes and lifting the eyes to the sky and even behind you. And if that feels wonderful and you get that gorgeous deep neck access, go for it. It's just that there's a lot of us that have some neck. And take a little extra caution around the neck. Now inhale. Kind of set the right knee down. And I will use the hands or the strap. And it's for the support to lean the head back so that we can get into this area. Remember, this is digestive, it's respiratory. When we release, we'll help the head back to horizon view. Chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. And gently set the knees down. Let's have a seat. And we'll just create a little back release moment by crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. And holding the left shin. Release, we'll switch. Release. Shavasana. When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side and press up. Namaste.